Hey there friends, and welcome into Skate History 101, where today we're going over the history of freestyle skating. Now, there is going to be a lot of overlap between the start of the history of freestyle skating, history of vert skating, and history of street skating, because some of them evolved into others and all that stuff. Anyway, we're going to talk about freestyle skating today, so let's jump into it. And yeah, let's learn the history of freestyle skateboarding. So we're going to be starting right at the very start of skateboarding and all that stuff. So where did it actually start? Now, skateboarding has a bit of a varied past because it got to a high point and then it dipped down for a bit and all that. Anyway, let's get into this. And yeah, so it started basically because surfers wanted to surf on the streets. It was actually originally called street surfing. That is what skateboarding was originally called. It started there. It started in the 50s. And yeah, like, it's an interesting way for it to start. It's just a surfboard on wheels, and there are some nowadays skateboards that do look like a surfboard on wheels, especially the cruiser boards. So basically, after a while, people, got bored of it. About the 60s or something. Basically, it hit a peak in like 1963. I think, again, anyone that knows more than me, double check it down in the comments below. If I say something wrong, correct me, you know the deal. But basically, it peaked in like 60s, and then like it dropped down for a bit until like the early to late 70s, early 80s maybe as well. And that's where one of the only people I'm going to talk about in this video today, because there's a lot more influential skaters in street skating and all that. Now, the first person I'm going to talk to you guys about is Rodney Mullen. Basically, he created a lot of today's modern street tricks, but they're also technically freestyle tricks because he came up with them on the fly and all that stuff. So the first trick, I guess, it's not seen as a trick anymore. Like, it's still seen as a trick, but it's not quite a trick, but it's a fundamental for all the other tricks, and that is the ollie. Now, the ollie began with Rodney Mullen trying to do something else. I can't remember exactly what, I will be honest, but basically he wanted to jump with the board, so he did exactly that, and that is basically how an ollie came about. And a lot of the other tricks, like, old school kickflips, as they're known nowadays, was a normal kickflip where you actually have to sit on the board. And I'll try and find a video of an old school kickflip so that my explanation goes over a little bit better with you guys. But basically, you would put both feet kind of facing the nose of the board, and then you would just kick the board up. We'll use it. It's basically a pressure kickflip, I think. I think that's another name for it. I could be wrong again, guys. Guys who know more, skaters who know more, comment in the comments below, as per usual. So, yeah, so basically, Rodney Mullen kind of started this whole freestyle thing and all that. With his style of skating now, there are a lot of even tricks nowadays that a lot of skaters can't do of Rodney's, like the gazelle flip. I don't see a lot of people doing gazelle flips a lot of the time. Now, I'm not saying it's an impossible trick, because it's not, because I have seen people do it other than Rodney Mullen, but it's a very difficult trick to do. Now, I'm not going to try and explain it because I've not looked into the gazelle flip as much, especially seeing as I have just started skating properly. Only like a year ago or so I'm not quite at that level yet. I can't even tray flip, so adding a few extra things into that, I'm good for now. Anyway, so like, basically Rodney came up with a lot of these tricks and all that stuff. Now, like I said, ollie kickflips technically is what they would have been called, and all like kind of basic street skating tricks are actually what was considered freestyle back then. Now, nowadays, there's a lot more different tricks that, again, I will show up on screen right now. And today's style of freestyle skating is more of a The only thing that really stops you is your imagination with a board. Now, I've done some freestyle tricks myself. I've done pogos, I've done all that kind of stuff. I've tried primo stalls, but I've not quite figured them out yet. So again, if you've got any tips on that, any of you skaters that are watching, comment that down below as well, please, because that would be a great help if you can point me in the right direction for, primo stalls and all that stuff, because I want to start running into primo. Anyway, that's another freestyle trick as well, is all these primo flips and Casper flips and all that stuff. Those look like so much fun. Like, look at that. Like, look at that Casper flip. Like, it just looks so great. Anyway, I know I'm throwing a lot of waltz skateboarding or maybe some more braille skateboarding on the screen right now. I don't know if I'm throwing either one of them on just now, but the credit will be down in that side of the video anyway, at the appropriate time. But yeah, today's kind of freestyle is a lot different to 70s freestyle and 80s freestyle, because again, a lot of the tricks evolved and all that stuff. Now, as you can tell, I've not really talked about Tony Hawk, and to that I say you are going to have to watch the Vert video about that, because he had a bigger influence on vert skating than he did street and freestyle skating. I would say Rodney Mullen had a lot more, influence on street and freestyle than Tony Hawk did. Tony Hawk was more of a vert skater and all that stuff. But the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is actually Rodney Mullen doing an impossible for the first time, because that shit looked, that looked amazing. Like, that trick is just amazing, and I love the look of the impossible. But and I do want to learn it, but I don't know how I'm going to learn it yet. We might do a video on me trying to learn to impossible in a day, once the weather gets better, obviously, because it's still not the greatest up here. But I will be trying it once in a while, but I will try a video where it's just that, just me trying an impossible for a day to see if I can learn how to land it in a day, 24 hours. I'm being legitimate about this. So yeah, like, there's a few freestyle tricks that I've seen that I really like again, primo stalls and Casper flips and all that stuff. The ones that really get my attention though are like no-handed pogos. Again, I will throw one up on screen right now. Look at that editing trick. I brought it up with my hand and everything. I totally planned that and did not have a secondary lapse in judgment. That made sense, didn't it? Cut that bit. See? Like, God. Like, even the zooms go in when I'm drinking my juice. Refreshing. Anyway. Yeah, so that's basically the bare bones basics history of freestyle skating. Now, I'm giving away a broad idea because I've not done a bunch of research into it. Again, if I can find some other, more in-depth videos, I will link them either down in the description of below or on the end cards when we finish up this video. But again, if I'm explaining enough for you guys to understand the basics of freestyle skating and what freestyle skating is now today, and what it was back then leave it a like, leave it a comment, all that. Subscribe for more skate history lessons, because that's all we're doing this month for the Monday videos, is skate history for the next 3 weeks, I think. Again, that could change up, but we'll see. And yeah, so I do hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know it's a bit shorter than I usually do, but I kind of got through a lot of my points really quick. And if there's anything else you guys want me to, cover in a later video where I do a bit more in depth of freestyle skating and all that stuff, because freestyle skating is probably the one I'm going to focus a lot on. Freestyle and street is going to be my main two focuses. I'm not really going to do vert just yet for my skating. So yeah, I'll probably give you guys a broad explanation of, freestyle skating as well, not freestyle. Sorry, wrong thing. I'll give you guys a broad explanation on vert skating. That's what I meant. We're going to leave that mess up in there because, I'm just that good and that much of a professional, right? Just to interject here, I will be doing a few YouTube streams this month at some point. I don't know when they are yet, but I will maybe comment down below or something just to tell you guys when I'm doing these streams once I figure out that schedule. But basically, what we're going to be doing for this, if you're interested in watching this as well, is I'm going to be going and learning 3D rendering and stuff on stream, live on stream, and all that stuff. And basically, by the end of the streams, we will eventually start making our own skate park and designing our own skate park. So if you're interested in that, and if you know how to do it yourself and want to help, come along to the streams because I will be in a VC as well with some other people if they're wanting to join. And yeah, so yeah, that's basically it for today's video. I know I had to interject a little bit about the streams and stuff because I am starting streaming again. Hopefully next week, maybe this week on Tuesday or Wednesday, so tomorrow or the day after. So yeah, that's something for you guys to look out for. If you have any questions, you can jump in there. You leave it down in the comments below. Subscribe so you never miss another video as per usual. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the history of freestyle skating. And as always, happy skating and keep rolling. See you guys in a bit. Peace.